He stood up. Now he's like, okay, you're not paying attention to me. I'm going to get in your face. No, we're not doing this, Miko. But yeah, my mat. Can I tell you that Sadie came down on my mat? Sadie the cat that never, ever, ever extended a claw on my yoga mats. This morning decided he nearly got flung through the room. Okay. So I am not happy with her about that at all. Hi, Miko. Why are you here? Stop it. Leave me alone. Seriously, cat? Oh my goodness. Am I far away enough from my wall? I am not. Oh boy. So the Garuda, this magnificent, magnificent vehicle of Lord Vishnu. Remember, all of them have, I don't know what they all are, but I know that all of them have vehicles that they travel on. The only ones I can speak to for certain are Durga. She's got her tiger. We know that Ganesha has his teeny tiny little itty bitty mouse. I do not know what Hanuman travels on, if he even needs to travel on anything, since he can jump from here to to Amsterdam. But Vishnu has Garuda, half man, half eagle. He's got a magnificent wingspan. He's absolutely stunning and gorgeous. And the story of Garuda, if you remember any of it, I don't tell it often, so maybe it's good that I'm telling it again, but I will be brief, like I said. His mother was a gambler. She loved to gamble. I don't remember her name or anything like that right now. I barely remember the details of the story. But I do remember that she got into some debt with a bunch of really vicious serpents or snakes. Don't know what's the difference between the two, to be honest with you, and I should probably figure that out. And the only way they would absolve her or relieve her from her debt was if she got this magic, this elixir, this amrita, which makes you immortal. And when Garuda got wind of the fact that she had gotten into trouble, and he went to her and she confessed to him what had happened. Of course he was upset, but it was his mom. So he couldn't let these snakes or serpents kill her or anything like that, or allow her to continue to be indebted to them. So he agreed that he would go climb this mountain and get this elixir for these serpents and completely quash her debt. But of course, this story would be nothing without drama and challenges. And there were three. The very first one, and I might not be remembering these in the correct order, but the very first one, there was a a swinging door with spikes on it. That's the first obstacle he came upon that he had to get through to get to the next stage. I always visualize it like a video game. You got to keep leveling up. And he was looking around. He's like, goodness gracious, what on earth am I going to do to get through this? I have to go recover this amateur from my mom. So he made himself super small and was able to fly through. He timed it just right. So when it swung this way, he made himself small and he was able to fly on through and overcome that obstacle. Phew! Thank goodness he got through that. So he's continuing on his journey. And then he butts upon this ring of fire. I mean, seriously, a big ring of fire now. And he's like thinking, oh my goodness, well, I can't get small enough to get through there. What am I going to do? And it just so happens that there were rivers along the way. So he gulped up a whole bunch of water and spouted it out and out the fire and was able to fly through the rain. So he's getting closer now. He can see the mountaintop. But just before he gets to the mountain, there's this pit, and it's got these poisonous snakes reaching up to, you know, hit him with their venom and kill him. And Garuda's like, okay, enough is enough. I've had enough of this. So he's like, okay, what can I do now? There's no, if there was a river that wouldn't work. He can't make himself super small. It's not necessarily going to work because they're right there and the amateur is right there. So he spreads his wings super, super wide and he starts to flap them back and forth vigorously, kicking up and stirring up all this dust. And all of that dust that he kicked up with his wings went into the eyes of the snakes and blinded them. And then he was able to fly and recover the Amrita. And that is what I remember the story. I don't recall he was able to take it back and clear the mother's debt and stuff like that. So I love that story because, and it was the story that I chose when I did my teacher training exam, where I had to be critiqued for my teaching ability. And I loved it because he didn't rely on anyone else to help him through any of those obstacles. He used his own wits and smarts and relied on his own capabilities to help him overcome each and every one of them. And I think oftentimes when we are faced with obstacles in our life, we forget that we have the capacity to be smart enough, creative enough to get through them and overcome them. So I think the theme that I had created for that class when I taught it was remember your greatness, because Garuda definitely did. So that is the shape that we're going to work towards today. Garudasana. And his mudra, if memory serves me correctly, you hook your thumbs like this and you place it at the heart space. So get comfortable in your seat. I can't believe we had a 15-minute check in with each other and conversation before we got into practice, but we'll see how it goes. So just, I mean, there may not be any obstacles that you're facing right now in your life, but there may have been. And I'm pretty sure you might have experienced feelings of not really sure how you're going to overcome it. I mean, Debbie, you had one recently where you were driving in sheets of rain and you use your noggin, said, okay, let me just focus. Let me just focus on these lights and they'll lead the way. Some of us might not have even thought to do that. I might have just freaked out. But we do have the capacity to overcome if you just give ourselves a minute. An anchor in the breath. When we can connect to the breath, we can calm ourselves down, and then we can think clearly. We can start to see things more clearly. Until then, before then, it's just dust in the eyes. And we need to clear that out. Take one more breath in and out. And the next time you inhale, open your wings super wide and start to flap them. And as you're moving them, you're going to start to extend and flex your spine. Inhaling and exhaling as you go. And you can do it however you want to do it. You can open them on a diagonal. You can keep it at shoulder height, whatever you want to do. Just get super creative with it and start to take it in a circular motion, really getting into that spinal energy. Few more moments of exploration with the heart wings. Sienna likes to call them heart wings. Good. And then come back to center and let's move into a side bend. So you're going to take one hand down, doesn't matter which, but I do have my right hand down. Inhale, take the left arm up and exhale, come into lateral flexion. Now take that same left hand to the back of your head, push your head into the hand and hand into the head. We're going to go into a little bit of a twist. So big breath in here, and on the exhalation, just guide your elbow down towards the mat and feel that stretch across the back, stretching out those wings, and then inhale, open up. The chest, elbow's going to anchor up more towards the sky. One more inhale and exhale. Good. This time you're going to inhale, reach the left fingertips back up and alongside the air, deepen that stretch. Exhale it out. And then inhale, reach back up to center and release your fingertips to the floor. Second side, inhale, reach up. And exhale over, hand to the back of the head. Big breath in here and exhale. Guide the elbow down towards the ground. And then inhale back up. Let's go for one more. Exhale. Inhale, open up. And exhale, reach the right arm alongside your ear. Keep that sitting bone super heavy on that right side. And then inhale, come back up. And exhale to release. Good. Let's come on to the hands and knees. Great. So just take a couple rounds of cat and cow first. Not too long, just moving in whatever way feels super good for you. Okay. All right. Come back to center. You're going to kickstand your left foot over to the right and untuck your toes. And then, so your knee might become more middle in the middle of your mat. And then take your right leg around and behind it. So it's going to look like the bottom, the base of cow face. Okay. And then do a cat and cow here with this twist of the legs, if you will, or wrap of the legs. Kind of like a semi Garuda. Inhale, drop the belly, the sitting bones in the chest, and exhale, go ahead and flex. Pull the navel in. Do one more. And exhale, round your spine on the exhale, then shift your hips back. Your front knee will come off. Take a big breath and exhale, walk your upper body over to the left. Inhale, center, and take it over to the right. Come back to center, arms nice and strong. Claw your hands into the mat, shift forward, tuck your toes, and lift your hips up. Pull that left hip back. Big breath in. Big breath out. And then shift forward again, bringing your knees back down and uncross your legs. Let's flush that all out with a regular cat and cow, just one. And then come back to center. So now the right knee will come into the center, kickstand that foot off to the left, and then take your left leg and wrap it around behind. Good. Once you have that in place, you want to think about pressing the tops of your feet down into the mat to help give you a bit more stability. Let's take a couple of cat and cows here. Inhale. Notice if it feels any different from on this side versus the other. 2 more times, really protracting those shoulder blades when you come into that cat shape. You could almost say this is like a literal cat and cow in one. And the next time you flex your spine, shift your hips back, allow that front knee to come up. And big breath in, take it over to the left. And your exhale. Inhale, come back through center. Then take it over to the right. Moving that hip away from the armpit, getting deeper into that left side. Great. Come back to center. Let's get ready to tuck the toes and take it up into this cross-legged downward dog. Big breath in and exhale, pick your hips up. Pull your right hip back. Feel the shoulder blades nestle nice and comfy on the back of your heart here. Full inhale and exhale it out. Step forward, gently rest your knees. Go ahead and uncross. Hey, Nico, what's up, buddy? Why are you crying down the house? Let's take another cat and cow here. Big inhale and exhale. Inhale, shift forward into a kneeling plank position. Then go ahead and pick your hips up for downward dog, Adho Mukha. Good stuff. Let's get into our functional forward fold. So step your feet forward to the width of your mat. Working with a block in the middle of the mat if you want to, or not, it's up to you. Shift your weight into your heels, hinge your hips back. Big expansive breath in here. Expand that ribs like Garuda's wings. And exhale, pull the navel in. Hinge back a little bit more, reach the arms forward even further. Big, big, big breath in. And exhale it out. Good stuff. Take your hands to your shins, ground your feet, firm your legs, and come all the way up to stand. And hopefully by now you're at the front of your mat. So step the feet in. And let's go through our Fearless Heart Namaskar. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, fingertips to the floor. Inhale into your flat back. Exhale, step your left foot back. Rest your knee. Inhale, reach up. I mean, I've been taught with the knee down, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. Inhale, reach it up. And Anjaneyasana. Whoops. Exhale, step back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple forward into your plank. Rest your knees and exhale, lower into Chaturanga. Come all the way down into your belly. And inhale, pull the chest through for Bhujangasana Cobra. Slowly release. Tuck your toes and press yourself back into downward facing dog. Go ahead and sweep your left leg up for three-legged dog and step your left foot through to the top of your mat. Rest your knee if you're working with that option. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, go ahead and step forward. Inhale into your flat back. And exhale, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, stand all the way up, palms meet above your head. And exhale, bring it into the heart. All right, let's go for the second side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to the floor. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, giant step back with your right foot. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, Adho Mukha. I'm sorry, I'm just making sure he didn't hang out on my mat. Go back. Exhale, lower into chaturanga. Inhale, bhujangasana. Pull the heart forward and up. And exhale, take it back into your downward dog. And sweep your right leg up right away. Step your right foot through. Rest your knee. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, go ahead and step forward. Fold in. Inhale, lengthen it out. Exhale, fold again. And inhale, rise all the way up. Palms meet above your head. Hook the thumbs and exhale, Garuda for the heart. Pause here for a moment. Big inhale. Bigger exhale. Twice more inhale. Breathing into the back and sides of the ribs. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale, spread your wings. Circle them around and up. Palms meet above the head and exhale, sit back into Utkatasana chair pose. Just pause here for a moment. Pull the front ribs and navel in, really fire up your inner thighs. And then take the hands alongside the body. You're going to inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, pause and hold it here. See if you can go a little bit lower. Weight to the heels, lift the chest up, feel your back body work. Full breath in. And then exhale, take it all the way down to the ground. Inhale into your flat back. Exhale and step back into downward facing dog. Go ahead and pick your right leg up right away, bend the knee. And if you like to let that left armpit drop and peep underneath the right, go ahead and take that version. Otherwise, keep lifting that left armpit up. Circle through your ankle here. Good. And then re-square the pelvis and go ahead and step your right foot through to the top of the mat. Good. Pull your feet towards each other. You can hop your back foot in a teeny tiny bit. Bend that knee. And as you come up, bend that knee even more. Inhale here. Exhale, spin open to the right. You can stay here, or if you want to go a little bit further, curl it back. Reaching the left arm up as the right hand lowers. You can reach to the left hamstring here. Full breath in. Exhale it out. Straighten out the back leg, and let's move into a standing twist here. So, or lunging twist. Bring the hands together. Lift up the belly away from the front thigh and spin open to the right more, drawing the right shoulder blade back and down. Pull the left hip back, sorry, the right hip into the midline as you lift from your inner left thigh. One more breath in and out here. Inhale, unwind into your lunge, and exhale, spin the back heel down to your Virabhadrasana 2. Whew. All right, let's reverse the warrior, curl it back. Breathing deeply, working towards parallel front thigh to the floor. Or if you've already got it, working that angle. And then let's inhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. Let's keep spinning now over to the right. And allow that left hip to lower towards the ground. Take the head of the right arm, left arm bone back and reach your right thumb to the back. Imagine that's one of your wings, just reaching out behind you like Garuda. And then slowly lift up, turn back to face the mat and step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, bring your knees down. Go ahead now and kickstand your right foot off. Take your left foot back and spin open into a modified Vashisthasana side plank. Squeeze your buttocks, push through the heel of your left foot and float your leg up. Bend the knee, reach back to hold on to the outer ankle. Press the foot into your hand, open up the chest, spin your chest forward and up. Keep pushing your foot into the hand and now gently bring your heel towards your buttocks. One more breath in and out. Listen carefully. We're going to swing this leg around into a half Hanuman. So try to keep it at hip height as best you can. So keep squeezing those glutes, bring it around, kickstand that back foot in, and then shift your hips back. Let's get a little hamstring stretch in here. Push the heel down, drop that hip from the left side of the, I'm just getting my left and rights all wrong this morning. And lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Take one more breath in and out. Rebend, plant your hands and step it back. Downward facing dog. We'll do all that on the second side when we complete the second side. Good. All right, left leg lifts up. Bend the left knee and roll the left hip and shoulder over, letting the right armpit dip or keeping it lifting up. You decide for yourself. Circle through your ankle a couple times. Good. Then re-square and step your left foot through. Shortening your stance just a smidge, bending your back knee, bending it more deeply as you come up into the lunge. Big inhale here, just really lift up the ribs from the pelvis, and exhale, spin open. So you got to really squeeze your knees towards each other and pull the feet towards each other to help you stabilize. Stay here or curl it back. And I'll bring that right elbow down to the outside or on top of your left thigh, picking up from the inside of your right thigh, spin open to the left a little bit more, pulling your left hip back and in towards the midline. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Remember your greatness. You are capable. And then inhale, spin back into your high lunge. And exhale, drop your back heel, moving into Virabhadrasana 2. Left palm up, inhale, reach it up. And exhale, reverse your warrior. One more cycle of breath here. And then inhale, come back to warrior 2 as you exhale, windmill the hands down, preparing for a funky lunge side plank thingamajiggy. So spin all your toes to the left. Take the head of that right arm bone back and feel that shoulder blade squeeze onto the back of the ribs. Lower the right hip, reach your left wing to the back of the mat. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And then slowly come back to the front. Step back to downward dog. Lengthening out the sides of the body. Shift forward into your plank, rest your knees. Let's go to the second side now. So kickstand the left foot off. Go ahead and slide your right leg back and come into our Vashisthasana. Squeezing that right buttocks, float that leg up. Bend the knee, reach back to make the connections or use your strap. Claw your tiger claw that mat with your left hand. Push the foot into the hand, curl it open. And then as you're ready, if this doesn't feel like you're already getting a big quad stretch, pull the heel closer to the bum. Now this next move can be a little bit tough on the knee, so we can break it down. You're going to release the bind and kick that right leg out and bring it around. Put it down here, and then you can take your foot and bring it back in comfortably, and then continue along that journey so you don't, what do you call that thing? I don't know. Burn out your knee. There you go. Push the heel down. Let's get our Ardha Hanumanasana on. So that right hip likes a high cut, pull it down. You can use your thumb and guide it down away from the rib. Keep a slight bend to the knee. Breathe, breathe, breathe a whole bunch here. And then rebend it and step back to downward dog. You're going to shift forward and come all the way down onto your belly. And when you do come down onto your belly, everything is all together. Legs all zipped up. Gecko arms. Cover the toes. Keep your knees down. Inhale. Lift up. Imagine your Garuda flying here. These are your wings. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Breathe into the back of the heart. Expand those wings even wider. And then release. Separate the legs, point your toes, hands by your ribs. Inhale, Bhujangasana. And exhale, let it all go. Tuck your toes and press yourself back into downward dog. Or child's pose, whichever one is calling to you most. Oh, inhale and exhale. And then go ahead and make your way to the top of your mat. Big giant step. Step wide or not, up to you. I felt the And I'm actually getting a functional forward fold in, so feel free to join me if you wish, or go ahead and make your way to Tadasana. If you did join me, you're going to heel toe your feet to hips distance now. Take your palms to your shins. And you're going to slowly reverse swan dive up. So nice long flat back, palms meet. And then hug the thumbs and bring Garuda back to the heart. Okay. So if you need help balancing on one leg, go ahead and get a yoga block and you can put it to the outside of your left foot. All right. Okay. So from here, let's take a breath in and exhale, sit back into a chair. Just a little bit of a chair, not as deep as where you would normally go. Just imagine you're just perched. And now shift all of your weight into your left leg and cross your right leg over it. I hope you guys can't hear Miko because he's crying down the house again. And now spread your wings nice and wide. Sadie, thank you. Cross your right arm over your left. I'm pretty sure I do this different every time. Choose to stay here or hug yourself or back the palms or all the way around the wrap. Think about rolling that right thigh on top of the left. Protract your shoulder blades, so let them move away from each other as you guide your elbows forward. And then lift just the elbows up. Try not to let the shoulders lift up. Breathe full and wide through the back of the heart. Big inhale here. Exhale, pull that navel in and gently lower into like a crunch. The elbows and the thigh don't need to touch, but they can get close. If they touch, fabulous. If they don't, that's awesome too. Inhale, come back up halfway. Exhale. Inhale up again. And exhale. Hold it here for a cycle of breath. And then hover halfway now and unwrap your right leg and kick it out behind you for Garuda Warrior 3. Deepen the bend of your left knee as you touch your toes down to the back of the mat. Unwrap your wings. Frame your front foot with your fingers. Take a big breath in here and exhale. You're going to spin open to the long side of your mat. Okay, you may need to widen your stance here, so go ahead and do just that, but not too wide that you can't plant your feet down and really pull your feet towards each other, activating that inner seam of both legs. Up on your fingertips. Take a full breath in here, lengthen the top of your head away from the tailbone. Maintain that length as you exhale into your fold, the Prasarita Padottanasana. You can hold on to your big toes with your peace fingers, capping them off with your thumbs, guiding your elbows to face outwards. Inhale, come up into a flat back. Exhale, come into the fold once again. Slide the shoulder blades towards your hips, keeping the neck nice and long and free. One more breath in. Exhale it out. Release your big toes. Bring your hands back in line with your shoulders. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, bend your left knee and spin back to the front of your mat. So you're going to plant your hands and hover that left foot and then bring the shin down for pigeon. Yay, we got pigeon anyways. Walk your right knee back. Squeeze your knees towards each other. Come up onto your fingertips. Take a full breath in. And exhale, come on down to wherever you want to go. Forearms, maybe your forehead comes down. Whatever you do here, just maintain a little bit of that squeeze. You're supporting yourself. You're not just literally hanging out in the hip joints, but you're supporting them with a little muscular engagement. One more breath in and out here. Then we're going to go for a bind. And I think for today, we'll do a semi-quasi mermaid version. So you're going to bring your left forearm into a 45-degree angle. You can take it a little bit over to the left and come up onto your right fingertips. So let's take that. Do you remember we would come down onto the belly and we will do this thing with the elbow where you kind of pull it back We're going to do that a couple times. Big breath in here and exhale, pull the elbow back, focus on the elbow pull. Inhale, reach and exhale, pull that elbow back. We'll do it one more time. So this will be 4. Pull it back, hold it there. And then bend the knee now, the right knee, and reach back to hold onto the ankle or the top of the foot. You can spin it this way like you would for dancer's pose, or you can keep it to the little toe side edge. Wherever you choose to be, spread the toes on that right foot as you draw the heel towards the bum. Gaze can stay down towards your mat. Good. Slowly release it. Flatten your hands and take it back into downward dog. If you feel for a vinyasa, go for it. If you don't have that kind of energy, skip it and just make your way to the top of your mat. When you arrive, slowly roll up or hinge up. Circle the arms around. And let's come back to Garuda one more time at the heart. Okay. Whew. All right, here we go. Big inhale. Exhale, just lower into a little bit of a squat. Just enough to feel those legs and glutes work. Shift your weight into your right leg, cover the left, and then wrap it over. When you wrap, make sure that you're not rotating through the pelvis, but you're keeping the hips square. All right. So I find it's difficult for me personally to do the wrap or even the double wrap and maintain that squareness of the hips. But focus more on rolling and squeezing the legs together rather than how much wrapping you can do with the legs. Go ahead and spread your wings. Left arm over right. Lower the left shoulder a smidge so they're both level, and then wrap the arms. Protract and lift up the elbows. Big breath in. Exhale. You can come halfway or as far as you are able to flex right here. Remember, he made himself super small to fly through those swinging doors with spikes. Inhale, come back up. Exhale. Good. Inhale, come back up. And exhale. Pause here. A little bit of space between the elbows and that top thigh. Slowly unwrap your left leg now. Reach it out behind you, lifting from the inner thigh. Deepen the bend of your right knee, touch your left toes down. Lower the fingertips to the ground, and I'll turn once again to face the long side of your mat. Widen your stance if necessary. Ooh, big breath in here. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Keep all that length and exhale. Now take your left hand into the center, like the wrist would be in line more so with your nose. You're going to trace your right thumb from the wrist up to that left arm bone, and then trace it across your chest. Inhale and exhale into a twist. The right hand can reach up, or maybe the right hand comes to the small of your back. If you have locked your knees out, I invite you to take a little bit of a bend to the knee and then re-engage those muscles. Big inhale here. Exhale, release. Let's switch it out. Trace the other side. Lengthen. That's your inhale, and exhale as you move into that rotation. Even if you reach the left hand up, you can internally rotate through that shoulder and bring the hand to the back. Watch what's happening with the right shoulder. I can tell you that because I just noticed mine was creeping up to my ear, but you want to draw that away from the ear and keep the neck nice and long. All right, inhale and exhale to release. Okay, bend your right knee and turn back to face in front of your mat. You're in a nice low lunge here. You're gonna hover that right foot and bring your right shin down to the mat. Pull the toes back on your right foot as you walk your left knee back. Squeeze the knees towards each other like you want to close your legs. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, maintain that length as you lower down. You can support your right hip with a yoga block or a pillow or something if it feels a bit uncomfortable or like it's too high from the ground and you're feeling a bit stressed about it. Go ahead and pat it up. Slow the breath down. Okay. And after your next exhalation, let's come into our little flow here. So bring that right elbow. I actually have my right elbow almost touching my right knee, but it's a bit of space and a little bit wider. And then come up onto those left fingertips. So let's do that little flow 4 times. You're going to inhale and exhale, pull the elbow back. Inhale, slice that elbow back. Once again, inhale. Exhale. The fourth one, we're going to go for it. Inhale, reach, feel that left side opening up and then keep it open and pull the elbow back. Bend the knee, connect the hand to the foot or use your strap or tie or whatever you have nearby. Toes are active on both feet. Draw the heel to the bum. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly let it go. Plant your hands. Ooh, step back to a downward dog. And for the fun of it, let's do a vinyasa. Knees can be down or not. Shift forward into a plank. Exhale into your chaturanga. Inhale into up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Full inhale and exhale it out. And shift forward into a plank. Bring your knees down. Let's work towards Ustrasana. So, yoga block between the thighs or something block like, or just really be mindful of the activation of those inner thighs. Okay. So let's get our Garuda again at the heart. Actually, I suppose you can leave your toes tucked for this if you want to get a good stretch across the bottom of your foot. If you're not about that life, untuck. I kind of need it, so I'm gonna give it a go. So you're gonna open your wings, big breath in, exhale, hinge back, reach the arms forward, try not to bend at the hips. This action is happening at the knees. Push those toes down if you kept your toes tucked. Spread that little pinky one out, even though it's not touching the ground, or it might not be. Let's go for 2 more. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale now. And exhale. Take the hands to the back of the body, the sacrum here. Big breath in. Exhale. Draw the shoulders back, draw the chin back, puff your chest up. And exhale, stay here if you're happy here. If you want a little bit more, hinge back and release the fingertips to your heels. Squeeze that block. Lift the ribs up from the pelvis. Make sure you can swallow. So if you're dropping your head back, make sure you can still speak or swallow clearly and freely. And then inhale, lift up. Exhale, if you want to go for it again, go for it again. I think I will. All right. I'm going to start right away with the lean back and grab with the heels, and then inhale, lift up from there. Open up your heart. Breathing into the back of the ribs, filling up your lungs to their maximum capacity. And then inhale, lift up, and exhale. Choose how you want to sit on your block, cross-legged, or in this position here. Find what's most comfortable and accessible for you right now. And take a moment. And just take a moment to reflect on. I just thought of that story with Garuda, his mom and her gambling problems. And that wasn't the first time she would have gotten herself into any trouble where Garuda would have had to help her out. But, there's always one person in the family that you love them and they get themselves into trouble. And, you've always tried to help them out, put yourself at risk to help those loved ones. It's challenging. It really can be challenging. But I'm pretty sure Garuda set a boundary after that. I'm pretty sure he told her, Mom, that is it. No more gambling. We're sending you to Gamblers Anonymous. Is that a thing? I don't know, but it should be. Let's take a breath and reach both arms up. You're going to interlace the fingers as you exhale and spin the palms up. Inhale again, lifting up, and exhale, a little bit of a side bend off to the right or left, doesn't matter which side. Inhale, center, and exhale, take it to the opposite side. Inhale, center, reach up, and exhale, circle the arms around and down. And we're going to finish with my absolute favorite. As I said, I warned you, these classes are all about me in every way now. Okay, so this twist, you're going to come all the way down onto your belly. I just realized I did this whole practice without fans. I'm like sweating profusely. It's like hot yoga in here, ladies. So let's bring that left knee out to the left. And you want the knee to be in line with your hip and the heel to be in line with your knee. And come up onto your forearms for a minute. You can stay down, but you might want to pop up just to see what I'm going to do. We're going to go for a little bit of internal rotation through that left hip. So keeping the ankle flexed and the toe spread on your left foot, lift that foot up and bring it back down. Squeeze that buttocks, that same part that we've been stretching and that same part we use to lift the leg up in that, I call it like a baby chapasana, Ardha Chapasana. Similar to their, I don't know what I'm saying. But anyways, you want to squeeze those muscles to get that leg up. That was about 3. We'll do one more. This has nothing to do with the twist. This has everything to do with just working on more internal rotation through the hip. Pulse it here a little bit, slow squeeze. If you squeeze that butt, that's where you get the pulse. You don't have to actively lift your leg up and release. And as you're up, take your right hand all the way over to the left and get your shoulder down. When you put your shoulder down, make sure it's away from your ears. Take your left thumb above your head now and spin yourself open. You're tracing that thumb above the head and you're opening up into a twist. Let your left knee lift off of the mat if it needs to in order for you to get your shoulder blades on the mat. Don't force that knee to stay down. Don't force your shoulder blades to both be on the ground either. Inhale, slowly start to retrace your steps, if you will. Coming back onto the belly into our start position. And just bring the left leg back into the midline. Pause here, set in the middle just for a second. And a little mini belly shavasana. You can shimmy those hips if you like. Might feel kind of nice. Then let's make our way to the second side. So coming back up onto the forearms. You don't have to be in a full-on sphinx. The elbows can be slightly more forward. And bring your right knee out. This mat is so grippy, it's trouble. It gives me no end of drama to get my knee slid out to the side. So wherever you are, I'm going to slowly start to squeeze that glute and get the foot up. If this is super, super painful, like you feel sharp shooting pain or conversely numbness, please stop. You don't have to do this. Ease those glutes. And squeeze it up. Hold it up. The nose. Pulse it out here. Squeeze the buttocks. This is how you learn to twerk. I'm kidding. I have no idea. But these butt isolations, I'm pretty sure they're helpful. Or to do that Tyler water dance. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and release it down. You're going to take your left arm now all the way over to the right to get that shoulder down away from the ear. And when you're ready, go ahead and trace. You can take a big breath in and exhale your way into a twist. Just really focusing on your exhalations here and allowing them to be long and smooth and slow. And take another inhale, nice slow exhale. And then inhale your arms up above your head and exhale your way onto your belly once again. Coming back into that Shavasana on the belly shape. So you're getting ready for your Shavasana now. And if you'd like to go into a downward dog or child's pose here, find a little bit of movement, feel free. You want to do something that's symmetrical. So downward dog, child's pose. If you can roll onto your back and maybe do bridge or recline butterfly. I'm going to roll onto my back and opt for constructive rest. Sticking with that whole internal rotation theme that we've had, thanks to Garuda. And when you're ready, you can release whatever shape you're in and extend your legs fully, nice and wide, and the arms doing the same as the legs. Make yourself as comfortable as possible. And take a big breath in and exhale it all the way out. And just allow yourself to be at complete ease and peace for the next few minutes. Once again, becoming aware of your surroundings, becoming aware of the space around you, becoming aware of your body, of your breath, your presence in this space. Slowly and gently beginning to move your body, taking your time, being very deliberate with the movement as you allow the breath to flow freely through you once again. You can draw your knees into your chest and give yourself a nice hug and squeeze. And depending on the type of yogi, you can rock on up. You are, and or roll onto your side and pause there for a moment, collecting your thoughts, and then making your way up into a comfortable seated position. That's both Garuda mudra one last time here. Just remembering the brilliance that resides within you, the creativity, the intelligence, the wisdom, the courage. Whenever you need it, is there within, underneath these wings. And you can bring your hand into Anjali. I'd like to thank you so much for sharing your energy with me this morning and trusting me to guide you through your practice today. Be free, be true, and always be a blessed be.